Jaya Gopi Jana Jaya Girivara Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivara Dhari Jaya Girivara Dhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Jaya Girivara Dhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna जय राधा माधव जय पंचतत्व जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय राधा माधव जय पंचतत्व जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय 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 ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद इस डिवाइन ग्रेस अभयचरणानंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Nigama kalpatarorghalitam phalam sukhamukadamrita dravasamyutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयं मुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्ठिकी ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Hare Krishna. Welcome to the morning class on Srimad Bhagavatam. Today we are discussing 3rd canto, 27th chapter titled Understanding Material Nature, verse number 9. The verse is there on the board. Sa-anubandhe cha dehe sminn. Sa-anubandhe cha dehe sminn. Akurvann asad-āgraham. akurvann asad-āgraham jñānena dṛṣṭa-tattvena jñānena dṛṣṭa-tattvena prakṛteḥ puruṣasya ca sa-anubandhe ca dehe sminn akurvann asad-āgraham jñānena dṛṣṭa-tattvena prakṛteḥ puruṣasya ca sa-anubandhe ca dehe sminn akurvann asad-āgraham jñānena dṛṣṭa-tattvena prakṛteḥ puruṣasya ca sa-anubandhe ca dehe sminn akurvann asat-āgraham jñānena dṛṣṭa-tattvena. Matajis. Sa-anubandhe ca dehe sminn akurvann asad-āgraham jñānena dṛṣṭa-tattvena prakṛteḥ puruṣasya ca sa-anubandhe ca dehe sminn akurvann asad-āgraham jñānena dṛṣṭa-tattvena. Word to word meaning. Yeah, continue. Sa-anubandhe ca dehe sminn akurvann asad-āgraham jñānena dṛṣṭa-tattvena prakṛteḥ puruṣasya ca. Word to word meaning, translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhachananda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki sa-anubandhe with bodily relationships, cha and dehe towards the body, asmin this, akurvan not doing, asat-āgraham bodily concept of life, jñānena through knowledge, dṛṣṭa having seen, tattvena the reality, prakṛteḥ of matter, puruṣasya of spirit, cha and. Translation: one's seeing power should be increased through knowledge of spirit and matter, and one should not unnecessarily identify himself with the body and thus become attracted by bodily relationships. Purport: the conditioned souls are eager to identify with the body and consider that the body is myself, and that anything in relationship with the body or possessions of the body is mine. In Sanskrit, this is called aham-mamatā, and it is the root cause of all conditioned life. A person should see things as the combination of matter and spirit. He should distinguish between the nature of matter and the nature of spirit, and his real identification should be with the spirit, not with the matter. By this knowledge, one should avoid the false bodily concept of life. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnānatimirandasya Jnānāñjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrijatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dīnabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So that meaning says once again, one's seeing power should be increased through the knowledge of spirit and matter, and one should not unnecessarily identify himself with the body and thus become attracted by bodily relationships. Hare Krishna. So, in the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, we are in the 27th chapter, understanding material nature. Last chapter was on the fundamental principles of material nature. This is a conversation between Lord Kapila and Devahuti. Lord Kapila has taken the position of a guru, and Mother Devahuti is inquiring on behalf of all of us. and she is inquiring about Sankhya, and Kapila Muni, being the propounder and the master of Sankhya philosophy, is giving out details of Sankhya. In the last chapter, he gave the relationship between what is Jiva, what is false ego, the relationship between so many Mahat Tattva, all those things he gave. In this chapter, he started with speaking about the Jiva in the first 5 verses, and 6 to 11 is about attaining liberation by Jnana. This is the section which we are in. Okay, we are in the 9th verse. Verses 7 to 10 speaks about 18 qualities that the Jnani should have. And one of the qualities which we read in this verse is no bodily identification or attraction for bodily relationships. This is one of the characteristics that Jnani should have in order to achieve whatever a Jnani should have to achieve. In the Purport, Prabhupada is explaining about how conditioned souls are eager to identify with the body, very eager to identify with the body. All of us know that most of the people in the conditioned life, not necessarily some of the people sitting here might be beyond the duality of life, beyond the bodily concept. I am speaking about general people, for myself. So what do we do is that we identify with the body mostly, and whoever is there associated with this body, we call them our relatives. Whoever is not related to the body are called non-relatives, right? So Indians have this affinity for Indians, and the biggest enemy for Indian today is probably Pakistanis or some other country, I don't know. So the soul is not stamped or branded with some kind of a heat mark saying that this soul is an Indian soul, this soul is a Pakistani soul. No, we all know that. But even then, in our day-to-day activities, we do have this identification with the body, and we always attach ourselves with our own people and there. This is called duality. Prabhupada speaks strongly against doing anything which is connected to the body or identifying. The translation says one should not unnecessarily identify with the body. Very important. Unnecessarily identifying with the body means there is necessary identification with the body also. There are so many who say that I am a spirit soul, I will do whatever I want for the bhakti. But I am in a female body, I am in a male body, that is, the differentiation is also there. That differentiation also we should understand. So unnecessarily we should not identify with the body, but sometimes we should also identify with the body, because till the time we are there in this body, we have a dharma. We have the dharma of a Stri, we have a dharma of a Purusha, we have a dharma of a Pita, Mata, Guru, Shishya. Just because I am a spirit soul and I consider somebody else, my Shiksha Guru, as also a spirit soul, I cannot deal with them in a way I just deal with somebody else. There is always an hierarchy. So one important point which Prabhupada the translation has is unnecessary identification with the body. So there is also necessary identification with the body. But as practitioners of bhakti, our problem is mostly with the identification with the body, unnecessary identification with the body. In mathematics, I remember that we used to start solving problems. I don't know if you're not mathematical background, bear with me for a second because it's very interesting. There is something called scalar and vector in mathematics. Okay, so if you have an assumption to find x and you assume that the variable is a scalar instead of a vector, or a vector instead of a scalar, whatever you do with the problem, apply all the right methods, apply all the proper steps, the end result is wrong. The end result is wrong because your initial assumption has been wrong. You started with the problem. Initial assumption is, okay, x is a scalar, and you applied all the steps properly without any problem, without any mistake. But the end result, you will get one egg. in the marks if you write like that in the exam. Why? Because your assumption is wrong. The initial assumption is wrong. What is the initial assumption? Initial assumption in our life, if we deal with our life saying that we are the body and we do everything properly. We go to the school, we learn everything properly, we get first rank, we go to the office, we get the best of the jobs. Every year we get a good appraisal of 25-30%. We make a lot of money, lot of crores and crores of rupees in the bank. And we are socially there in the crème de la crème. And our pictures are there in the third, page 3 of newspapers. And we are walking with all the great people. But did not do anything for ourselves, that is the soul. At the end of the life, page 3 people will come and drop a few drops of tears when you leave. And then the bank balance is transferred to the next of your kin, your own bodily people. And then what? You are left with nothing. So, even if we do something which is absolutely best, because our assumption was that we are this body, we are not left with anything worthwhile. So, identification with the body is so dangerous. But it is in the conditioned soul, in the conditioned life, it is very difficult for us to not identify with the body unless and until we take very strong shelter of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. In one of the verses in Bhagavatam, I think later in the 11th canto, it is said, dehe madhyam sulabham sudurlabham plavam sukalpam gurukarnadharam mayanukulena nabasvateritam puman bhavabdim na taret sa-atma-ha. Very beautiful verse. We should actually use this verse on a day-to-day life. Dehe madhyam sulabham sudurlabham. This particular body is available after 84 million births. So it is sulabham, it is easily available, but it is durlabham, sudurlabham. It is rarely achieved. It is easy to achieve, but rarely achieved. Plavam sukalpam gurukarnadharam. This body, which is like a boat, with the advice of the Guru, with the directions of the Sadhu and the Shastra, you can use this body to cross the ocean of material desires. Plavam sukalpam gurukarnadharam mayanukulena. The Lord is saying, mayanukulena, with my encouragement, with my blessings. Nabasvateritam, with the winds it is blowing, it is going forward. There is favorable winds of the Lord's blessings and the Shastras and the Guru as the captain of our ship. Puman bhavabdim nataret sa-atmaha. That man who does not cross the material ocean even after having this body is what he is called sa-atmaha, killer of the soul. Can't kill the soul, but it is poetic freedom. Okay, killer of the soul means the person who did not make use of this body for the right purposes. So if we identify with the body and go forward and do whatever necessary for this material world, you become the most honorary citizen, get Bharata Ratna. Even then, if you don't do things which is necessary for the soul to cross the material ocean, it's useless. So I had this realization yesterday. I was flying from Bombay to Calcutta. Little bit of weather, and the pilot announced that there's going to be a little turbulence. There was a newspaper next to me. I was reading it. Sometimes we do read newspapers. So when I was reading, suddenly there was a turbulence without announcement. The flight was shaking like crazy. Suddenly I realized that I was reading newspaper. I am supposed to be a Krishna conscious person. I am reading a newspaper. What if this flight really goes down? I have not heard of turbulence taking down flights, but it could be the first time. Why to take a risk? So I folded the newspaper nicely, kept it aside and started chanting Hare Krishna till the time the turbulence was there. And the turbulence stopped after a while, and then the mind said, you were reading about that article, no? What happened to that? The mind is so difficult to deal with if it is not trained. So when I know that there is turbulence, I know what is the right thing to be done. Fortunately or unfortunately, not all dangers are equally visible like a turbulence of a plane. Dangers are not visible, but we have to understand from Guru's instructions and the sadhus and the Shastra that we are eternally in danger because the time is not with us. It's always we are going against the time. And for different people, the finish line is different. So somebody asks, who is old? So old age means that phase which comes before death. Natural. So nowadays in Kali Yuga, young people are dying. So for them, old age does not mean that their hair has to become grey, their knees have to start shaking, they have to use a walking stick. No. The phase just before their death is old age. So do we know whether we are old or young? We don't know. There could be so many people who could live up to the age of 90, and so many people who live only till 19 and somewhere in between. So if we know that we are not this body with a spirit soul, two things could happen which is contradictory. One is I could say I am the spirit soul. No, I will do whatever. Who cares about the body? Or one could have the right understanding, I am the spirit soul, this body is there for me to cross over the material nescience, let me use this body according to the instructions of the Guru and Sadhu and Shastra. This is what Prabhupada is saying, that one should not unnecessarily identify with the body, but necessarily identify with the body and do right things in order to quickly achieve the desired success, which is Krishna Prem. So we are all brought up with this thought process that we are going behind Krishna Prem. Anyway, the point is that body is necessary, but we are not this body. We know this. Like, what is this? This is 101 of Krishna consciousness. As soon as I came into Krishna consciousness, my Shiksha Guru told me one thing: you are not this body. I know this from day one. What are you telling again and again? Because we forget again and again. So ones who are people who are forgetting in nature, they have to be told again and again. No, we had one office boy. He always used to forget to put his salik, what is it called, the toll for his vehicle. And every time he used to go, stop at the salik or the toll and call us, sir, there is no money in my car. Please put that money in my car's toll. So we used to remind him again and again, did you put salik? Did you put salik? So like that, one person who forgets again and again needs to be reminded again and again. That's the reason the Shastras are reminding us again and again. So this is about this particular verse. But today is also a special day. There are two specialities today. One is, it is a disappearance of Gadadhar Pandit, and the other one is the disappearance of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Great acharyas in our line. We should definitely try to discuss a little about them using this time for Bhagavatam, because there is the book Bhagavatam and there is person Bhagavata. So discussing about the person Bhagavata is also discussing Bhagavatam. So we should use this time. First let's see how to sort of collectively discuss about Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Pandit, as we know, is one of the Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. So he is Bhakta Shakti. He is internal potency of the Lord. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, when Krishna wanted to come in the mood of Radharani, he came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Nityananda Prabhu is the Swarupa, and Bhaktavatara is Advaita Acharya. Who else is there? Bhaktakya is Narada Muni, and Bhakta Shakti is Radharani, who came as Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Pandit is much younger to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. much younger to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Somewhere around here, he must have walked around this place. We are so fortunate to be sitting and discussing Bhagavatam in the place where the Lord's lotus footprint is still there. Transcendentally speaking, he must have walked this place because his house was right here. And so when he was born, he walked around this place. He was Nimai Pandit and Gadadhar Prabhu was around him. He always liked to be around Nimai, and he was very, very fond of him. And they had opposite characters almost. Nimai Pandit was a troublemaker. He was like always wanted to argue. He wanted to get everybody to say, come on, let's do a debate. He used to call somebody, do a debate, and ask them to take a position, defeat them in that position, and say, you take my position now, and then again defeat them. So he was so talented and such a Pandit he was. Whereas Gadadhar Pandit was, again, he was also very knowledgeable, but he was very calm, very soft in nature. So that Nimai Pandit, when he was arguing with people, Gadadhar Pandit once told him, like, why Nimai, why are you wasting? You know that the devotional service is the best thing. Your devotion towards Radha and Krishna is the thing which you have to do in this life. Why are you wasting your time like this? No, Nimai told, don't worry, I'm going to become such a devotee once that Brahma and Shiva is going to appreciate me. He was just foretold what is going to happen. He just revealed the secret in one way. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he went to Gaya to do the Shraddha of his father, he met Ishwara Puri. And when he met Ishwara Puri, and he got initiated by Ishwara Puri, and then we see the second phase of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. From Nimai Pandit, he became Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then he became so immersed in the ecstasy of the chanting of the holy names and Radha Krishna that he was uncontrollably devotional, always tears coming out of his eyes, like fountains, fountains of tears coming out of his eyes. And then he was so immersed in the ecstasy of the Lord that he wanted to see the Lord. He wanted to see the Paramatma within himself, Lord Krishna inside his heart. He used to take his nails and scratch his chest, bleeding himself to see the Lord. People used to get confused. Sachimata is worried what to do. And she could not do. The doctors used to come and say his vata is increased. Some people came and said there is a ghost in him. All kinds of diagnoses happened. But then Gadadhar Prabhu came. And he used to tell him, wait, Krishna is going to come soon, so don't do this. As soon as Gadadhar Prabhu used to say that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to actually listen to him. Of course, it's Radharani saying Krishna has to listen. So Gadadhar Prabhu used to say that don't do this, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to listen. So Sachimata was very impressed. Oh, somebody is there to help my son not get hurt. She's a mother at the end of the day and she wants her son to not to get hurt. So she said, can you please take up this service of always being with my son and help him do whatever he is doing? Gadadhar Prabhu accepted. And he was almost seen always with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, always. So when he went to Puri, Gadadhar Prabhu followed and he thought that he is going to remain in Puri forever. And so Gadadhar Prabhu took Kshetra Sannyas. So he said, I'm going to be in this Puri forever. And then, lo and behold, the Lord wanted to travel to Vrindavan. And then Gadadhar Prabhu said, I was coming with you to Vrindavan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, hey, you have a Kshetra Sannyas? How can you come behind me? Bhar mein gaya mera Kshetra Sannyas. I don't care about my Kshetra Sannyas. I will come behind you. Mahaprabhu said, no. Once you have taken a vow, you remain. So on the order of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, against his own wish, Gadadhar Prabhu stayed in Puri, serving Tota Gopinath. One lesson for us, there is love that we have, and we want to do certain things. But the spiritual master orders you to do certain other things which might not be in accordance with your wish. But the spiritual master's order is superior to your wish. This is very, very important for us to understand. Sometimes we are ready to serve, but the way we want. They say that if somebody, if say the Guru Maharaj is, something is happening and don't come here. But our wish is, no, we want to go there and serve Guru in a different way. The team says, don't come here, don't disturb Guru. But we say, no, we want to go because we like going there. So as disciples, as followers, it is our duty to understand what has been ordered either by the Guru or their servants. We have to ensure that we follow it because that is the order of the Guru. So like that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he ordered Gadadhar, don't come to Vrindavan, he stopped in Puri. And then he continuously served Tota Gopinath there. And another glory of Gadadhar Pandit or Gadadhar Prabhu is when Srinivas Acharya, not Srinivas Acharya, the contemporary of Narottama and Ramachandra, he came, he wanted to learn Bhagavatam. He said that time Mahaprabhu had already left. He wanted to learn from Raghunath Das Goswami, and then the contemporaries of Mahaprabhu who were very, very attached to him. They did not want to stay anywhere. They just want to run away to Vrindavan and give up their body by jumping from Govardhan, etc. So when he came to Puri and he asked Gadadhar Prabhu, can I learn Bhagavatam from you? He said, I am in no position to recite Bhagavatam after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has left. No position. He continuously recited Bhagavatam all his life. He was an exemplary reciter of Bhagavatam. But after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left, as though life air left him, he became so attached in the viraha of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he could not recite Bhagavatam anymore. So he told Srinivasa Acharya, I can give you my copy of Srimad Bhagavatam. That's what I can do. I can't recite it, I can't teach you. So when Srinivasa took his copy and he saw, what does he see? In those days it was all handwritten. It was not, there was no printing press. So there was handwritten by on leaves. Probably there was no paper also. So when he saw the Bhagavatam copy, he turns page by page. It's all smudged by the tears of Gadadhara, because every shloka he recites, he reads, he has got remembrance of the Lord, and then the tears are flowing, and then that smudges the sheets, and entire Bhagavatam is smudged. Nobody can read anything. And then at the final phase of Gadadhar Prabhu's life as an exemplary servant of Tota Gopinath, when he was serving, when he became so old by the body, he wanted to garland Tota Gopinath. Tota Gopinath is a tall, handsome guy. It's like very, very handsome and very tall. So when he wanted to garland him, he was not able to raise to that height. Then Gadadhar Prabhu said, "Oh, I can't serve you anymore. Done. I'm done. What is this? You're tall, standing so tall. How can I serve you?" Chastised him like that. And so Tota Gopinath said, "Don't worry. I will sit to your height." So if you go to Tota Gopinath is sitting. Beautiful deities sitting. Probably the only few deities, I don't know about others, other deities were sitting, but Tota Gopinath is a beautiful deity who was sitting, and then Gadadhar Prabhu used to garland him. So Gadadhar Prabhu is one of the Panchatattva, Radharani, very, very merciful. And today, many years ago, this was the date of departure of Gadadhar Prabhu. It's a Leela, but anyway, we have to have that. On the same day, 1914, Bhakti Vinod Thakur also departed. This is a disappearance day. So appearance and disappearance days of Vaishnavas are celebrations for us, because appearance is celebration because they come and give us their association. They are not from this realm. They are beyond the dualities. And when they leave, it is a celebration for us because they have gone to their Nitya Seva. They are gone back to as their Manjari forms, and they are serving their cherished Radha and Krishna in the form which they used to serve. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur came in a time when it was very, very different. It's like 1838. I think September 2nd or 3rd. I don't remember. I read it, but I forgot now. So September 2nd September 1838. So he was born in a good Vaishnava family. But it was a time when British were here. And British had this very mega plan for India. They had this plan that, they will get and evangelize everybody. The idea of the East India Company coming, even before that, even Christopher Columbus coming into finding the far lost land of the East, be it the Americas of the North or the eastern side, India. The idea was to gain resources and the idea was to spread Christianity. This was a very clear idea. There are long letters of the of a papal bull, the Christian churches writing to the king, saying that you have now done a great job, now use this opportunity to sort of spread Christianity. Because just a small tidbit, Christians believe that only Christians have soul, all others don't have a soul, because unless you accept the religion of the book, there is no soul, and they want to save others by giving them the soul, and when they get baptized, the soul comes into them. This is the idea. I'm not joking. I'm not derogatory. I'm just saying this is the belief. Okay, that is the reason. At one point in time, they used to have this hierarchy based on the race. The British or the whites were the highest race, followed by Indians and followed by brown and some followed by other colors and the black. Almost the black people were like completely without a soul, no chance of having a soul. So their treatment was completely different. So their presence in India was a different setup culturally. British had won the War of Plassey here, somewhere very close to where we are sitting, few hours, by bribing the commander, Mir Jafar or somebody, and then they won the Battle of Plassey, and then they captured Bengal. And so they were very, very prominent here. The Christian schools were prominent, and it was also Rajaram Mohan Roy's Brahma Samaj was very prominent. At that time, Bhakti Vinod Thakur was born. Look at the kind of anti-situation for a devotee to be born. But even then, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, though educated in an English setup, his attachment to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Chaitanya Charitamrita was beyond measure. And there are so many instances in the life of Sri Bhakti Vinod Thakur which very clearly tells us that he was not from this material realm. He was not operating on his bodily platform at all. He used to do work which was like, they say, that what 100 British used to do in 1 month, alone Bhakti Vinod Thakur used to do it in 1-2 hours. This is the kind of comparison of work which he used to do. He was deputy magistrate in a particular place. He now in Bengal and also in Puri. And so he had this worldly responsibilities also. He did wonderfully well. He did not take sannyas or Babaji Vesh till the last moment of his lives. So he gave an opportunity for all ISKCON followers to believe that grihastha ashram is also possible for us to do pure devotional service. Because else generally we get discouraged. Oh, what is this? I am not brahmachari. I can't take sannyas. What is this? Can I become pure devotee? Definitely. He's given an example of it can be done. So many things Bhakti Vinod Thakur did. One of the major contributions of Bhakti Vinod Thakur for Gaudiya Vaishnavas is that at that point in time when he came and started studying the scriptures, became a big fan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Bhagavatam, and he started preaching, the situation was that Gaudiya Vaishnavism was on the downfall. It was not as prominent as it is today also, because he was in 1838 and if I am not wrong, Baldev Vidyabhushan was somewhere in 1760 he left. Okay, so good gap of some 78 years, because Jagannath Das Babaji, which is his guru and disciple of Baldev Vidyabhushan, around that contemporary, he did not do any literary work of preaching because he was more a pure devotee and he did his own bhajan. So there was this 60-70 years of gap of preaching and taking devotion very seriously. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur's responsibility was very high and contribution is immense for reviving the culture and the movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in the 1400s. When he left, then there was other disciples, the Shet Goswamis, then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Baldev Vidyabhushan, and then there is, in our line, it is Babaji, Jagannath Das Babaji, and then there is Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So his responsibility on his shoulders was very, very high to take the movement and go forward. And at that time, because of the gap of purity, there were about 13 apasampradayas which were there, which Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in one of his essays. It is published in Back to Godhead magazine. It is a very good read. All of us should know. It is there in the Veda base. Different apasampradayas. Bahula, Sakipeki, Radhika Nagari, whatever, and there is Sahajiyas, Jata Goswami, Smartha Brahmana. All these had different effects on how Bhakti cult was moving. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur took the biggest responsibility of reviving it. One of his greatest contributions, the biggest contributions in terms of the Shripats that we have, is finding or refinding the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu right here. We know that the rivers take different courses of time over the period of time. So as being the deputy magistrate, he had access to the maps. So he took it upon himself and identified the course of the river, how it changed, and which part is now the actual birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In order to ascertain it, he got his guru, 116 or 108 years old, Jagannath Das Babaji, in a basket. They got him, and they saw that there's a lot of tulsi growing here in Yogapeeth, at the current Yogapeeth. And then when Jagannath Das Babaji came and he saw, it is heard by people who recorded the history, that he started jumping like 10 feet, 15 feet in ecstasy, saying that this is the place, this is the place. So that is the proof, that is esoteric proof given by Jagannath Das Babaji, an old person jumping like that in ecstasy. And also there is map-wise proof given by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, which is properly, any scientist can actually find out that this is the actual birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the contribution. And again, other contributions like Jaiva Dharma and many works which he has done. The song which we sing every day, Jaya, Radha, Madhava, this is Bhaktivinoda Thakur's contribution. And then the Sandhya Arti is Bhaktivinoda Thakur's contribution. Bhoga Arti is Bhaktivinoda Thakur's contribution. Even if somebody was joking with me, they are saying that even if we prepare all the items written in the Bhoga Arti and eat it, it becomes devotional service for us. So many items he has written. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur is as one of the reporters gave him a title, he's a seventh Goswami of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. His contributions are immense. His achievements are beyond this world. I just always get fascinated by his schedule. I just wrote down his schedule and read it now. It's very nice to read. Yeah? So this is because it can inspire us to know his schedule. 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. Rise to write and publish spiritual text using oil lamp. When 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. When did he sleep? I'll tell you at the end. 4 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. brief rest. Half an hour rest. Then 4:30 a.m. to 7 wash up, chant and Hare Krishna Japa. 7 to 7:30 answer letters and correspondence. Some personal letters, official letters he used to write, correspondence. Of course he had a servant. 7:30 to 9:30 read scriptures and receive visitors. See, a person like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who was such a elevated position, also used to read scriptures. And he used to do it regularly on a daily basis. 9:30, 9:45 take a brief period of rest. Actually this period, if you have noticed, it's very nice to lie down at this point in time. At least this much I adopted from Bhaktivinoda Thakur's life, that sometimes I too take a rest of 10 minutes. This is the only thing which I have adopted from Bhaktivinoda Thakur's life. So 9:45 to 9:55 morning bath and simple austere breakfast. Typically half liter of milk, fruits and chapatis. You need to have the proper body to even digest half a liter of milk nowadays. Okay. 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. morning court duties. He served as an efficient magistrate known to resolve cases in minutes. He dressed in formal attire, coat and pants, combined with religious markings, tulsi, tilaka and tulsi beads. 1 to 2 p.m. he used to return home and bathe and refresh. 2 to 5 afternoon court duties. So 6 hours of court duties, 2 hours of personal work, morning and afternoon, personal cleaning, bathing and things like that. 5 to 7:30 translate Sanskrit scriptures to Bengali, followed by an evening bath and simple meal, rice, chapati and milk. 7:30 to 10 p.m. night rest. So 2.5 hours in the night, half an hour in the morning and 15 minutes somewhere in the between. So 3.25 hours of sleep. So I was telling first time when I heard this, somebody told me that Bhaktivinoda Thakur used to sleep only for 3.5 hours. And one of my friends was joking, we sleep in the afternoon itself so much, sometimes, after a big heavy meal. So this is Bhaktivinoda Thakur's schedule. What does it show? It shows that one is that the body is capable of doing such things if properly trained, and it also shows that one should not attach oneself with the body. So because we all say, oh, yesterday I travelled so I can't come for Mangalarati. What did you travel? You traveled 2 hours from Calcutta to Mayapur, so you can't come to Mangalarati. This is what the mind says, that I travelled so I can't come for Mangalarati. So points like we attaching ourselves to the body will take us to a different place, which might not be the right thing for us to do in this life. So we have discussed 3 things. One is about the verse, about Gadadhar Pandit and also Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Today, Bhaktivinoda Thakur disappearance day in Bir Nagar, under the able leadership of Vaikunthapati Prabhu, we have one opening of a preaching center. All of you are welcome, I hope so. So it's a program starts at about 4 with kirtans and then it ends at about 8 with prasad. This is the idea. So a wonderful day for them to start. Devotees from Qatar, Krishna Katha Desh, have done this. We are very, very happy that Bir Nagar project is going very nicely, and today is a day when probably you can go there also and try to see what you can do best with your own resources available. If it is money, or else if it is energy, you can give energy. Thank you so much. Any comments, questions?
Just a small thing, Prabhuji. I could not hear a schedule after, once he returned from the office, till 5:30 what he was doing?
Afternoon court duties, till 2 to 5 is court duty, till again office. He used to go back to the court. 5 to 7:30 is translate Sanskrit. Okay, yes.
A small comment. Another contribution, big contribution of Bhaktivinoda Thakur was giving Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur.
Yes, of course. Very, very big. He actually prayed to Lord Vishnu to give him a ray of light. Now, he had many sons, but he was wanting to have a son who could lead this movement further. A very good point. Thank you for adding. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, a very, very qualified brahmachari, then sannyasi, was son of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. But see, look at the beauty in that also. He did not give him initiation. He asked him to go to Gaur Kishore Das Babaji to take initiation. He could have done it. Then it would have become like his own line is continuing. And the Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was a brahmachari and took sannyas, so that line doesn't continue also. So it's very nice. The father-son duo has revived Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, and his disciple being our own Srila Prabhupada. And because of him, we are all assembled here. Look at the connection of Bhaktivinoda Thakur in our life. Because of him, we are sitting here today. And most of us, probably 80% peaceful with our life. 20% our mind could be disturbing us. The rest is all there, you know. Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. In fact, without Bhakti Vinod Thakur, you would not have known about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Absolutely.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was introduced to us by Bhakti Vinod Thakur.
Yes.
And also the Krishna consciousness was introduced by
Yes.
Bhakti Vinod Thakur.
Yes.
So, if not for Bhakti, so we can say the legacy of Krishna consciousness begins with Bhakti Vinod Thakur and his birthplace, which is Birnagar.
Jai Ho.
So, the legacy of Krishna consciousness begins from
Birnagar.
Birnagar.
Yes.
You can say that.
So nice. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
And also Namahatta was introduced by him.
Of course.
That is
No, there is no end. I mean, we can speak for 3 hours for Bhaktivinoda Thakur's achievements.
He has totally written about 143
Yeah.
songs. He has written.
Oh, I have a list of all his books,
Yeah.
but there is paucity of time, so I thought. But anyway, we can all today we can use some time to go back and read about Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself and what he has done and how much he has impacted our lives. Directly, indirectly. So it's amazing contribution for all of us. Yes. Take the mic for the benefit of everyone.
The worshipable deities of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur Prabhupada, Shishi Gaur Gadadhar, are here at Navdweep,
Yes.
where we visited Navdweep Mandal Parikrama.
Thank you so much. Yes, the worshipable deities of Bhaktivinoda Thakur is Gaur Gadadhar. It's there in Navadvip. We can visit. Thank you so much for adding. Radha Madhav and Gaur Gadadhar. Yeah. Mataji wants to say something.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I think this may be an offensive question. We don't hear about the disappearance of Lord himself.
Lord, don't?
Like, what's the disappearance tithi of, let's say, Krishna or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Is that known at all?
Yeah, the date is known. See, there are 3 places which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared from this world. 3 places where he was seen going away or entering into different places. One is he entered into Jagannath himself in Puri. The other one is he entered into Tota Gopinath. The other one is entered into the sea in Swargadwara. So all 3 instances were seen simultaneously. The date is known, but we don't consider, because he is avatari. We don't consider that as a thing to be celebrated. Do? Yeah.
The Lord is always eternal.
Yeah.
So as a result, there is no question of disappearance of the Lord.
That's
the reason there is no question of celebrating the disappearance days. From
our eyes, he has gone. Yeah. Close, please.
So the disappearance and all these things, only when we come into this bodily conception of life, we have that. Otherwise, it is not.
Thank you so much for adding, bro. Thank you for the question also, Mataji. I think many people might have this question. They might not ask. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.